Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back. I really appreciate you coming to spend some time with me today. I thought that today I would do, I'm going to say quick get ready with me, but I don't know, I'm not so good at doing the quick. But anyway, I have some new products, excuse me, so I'm going to make it as quick as I can because it's a kind of a light makeup look and an easy makeup look and very simple eye look. So here I am in my bare face and I hope you enjoy it. So for the sake of speed, I have actually prepped my skin and actually I haven't put on a primer, but I'm testing out a new foundation, so I'm trying it without a primer. So I have put my moisturiser and my sunscreen on, and I'm just going to clip my hair back a little bit so that we can get on with this. I'll make it kind of a chatty one as well. I bought a new foundation the other day. Now I do love my Boots No. 7 airbrush, I really do love that, but I don't use it all the time. And I was looking for kind of an everyday foundation, and in Pennies, in Primark, they carry, in the larger stores, they carry Rimmel and Essence and Catrice, and do they carry, sometimes they, no they don't, sometimes they do carry NYX, but I was shopping the other day and they had a Rimmel promotion. So this is the Wake Me Up foundation. It has vitamin C in it, and it's an anti-fatigue foundation, so that attracted me, and it was reduced to something like €7.30, so really good value. So I thought, well, I can't go wrong with that. I also bought a lip liner as well, which I haven't had before, and I'll show you that later. So I just thought I would start with this. So this is my Wake Me Up foundation, and I am going to put a little bit of concealer under my eyes first, because I have a mirror as well, so I'll be using both the viewfinder and the mirror because sometimes it looks different in the viewfinder. Now I often use to spread my, or to blend my concealer, I often use a MAC foundation brush, so I'm just going to use that now to just literally get that in under, because I have quite dark circles under my eyes, and I'm always trying to find a good concealer to help me with that. And the one that I've just used, the writing has gone off it, but it's the Maybeline Fit Me concealer, and it's in 10, so I think it's in a light. I'm always in a light or an ivory or something like that. So I'm going to go in with my foundation. I'll go with one pump to start anyway, and we'll see how that goes. And I'm just going to put it on with my fingers. I'll dot it on with my fingers, and actually that's probably going to be plenty. I have used it a couple of times, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert face brush, and it needs a wash, so excuse it. This is my favourite brush for applying foundation. You can really buff it in, or you can sort of do a light coverage. So I really like this brush. I've had two of them. I think the last one I washed it incorrectly and I ruined it, so I've been very careful ever since of washing it properly. So this is a nice foundation. It's light, it's light coverage, but it just evens everything out, and I'm not sure, I'll see now. I haven't tried to see if it's buildable. I'm just going to bring it down my neck a little bit, whatever is left on the brush, and then I'll just have a look and see, do I need, because I have quite red cheeks, you can see there, and the light is, I'm doing this in natural daylight, and it shows up everything. So I'm going to try another little bit and see. I might use a beauty sponge to see if I can just get a little bit different kind of coverage on that, just to get a bit more on my cheeks there. So I hope that's showing up. And it does seem to be building in real life. It's building a little bit. So that's the foundation. I think I've got about everywhere. Often when I do, well, the couple of times that I've done Get Ready With Me's, I've looked back and thought, oh my gosh, how could I have posted that? That was dreadful. Look what I did there, and I didn't get an even coverage. So it's a nice light coverage. It's a good colour match for me as well. I'll tell you the colour. It is in the colour Ivory 100. Number 100 Ivory. And it has an SPF of 20, which isn't bad actually. Now, these are the products I'm really excited about, because I think I did show them in a previous video, but these are the Clinique Chubby sticks, and this one is the Sculpting Contour. And like I said before, it does have a colour, I think. Does it have a colour? Yes, it's 01 Curvy Contour. And it's the chubby stick. But when you look at it now, because I'm so fair, the thoughts of using a contour like this would be very scary, because it's quite dark. You see? I swatch it there in my hand. You can see it's quite dark. But this, I have a tissue here as well to wipe that off. I saw this being demonstrated by Crossan, and it just blends so beautifully, and it actually really does. So if I can do it, then it's perfectly doable. So I'm going to use my little mirror, and I'm going to go in with just under, there's my cheekbone there, right up to there, there's my cheekbone there. So I'm just going to go in under there with a stripe. And that looks scary, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. And the same on the other side, and kind of just make sure I have more or less the same, yeah, the lid on it, because it'll get on everything. I look a bit like a tiger. Now, I have found that you can blend it with your hands, with your fingers. You can blend it with a brush, but I haven't tried it with a brush, but I have used my beauty sponge. And you literally just bounce it in. Now watch it disappear into my foundation. But it gives this, that lovely, I hope you can see, and to blend it up. I was watching, can't remember what video it was, but they were doing contour, and she was saying to blend upwards. So I hope that you can see that that gives a nice contour without being too scary. So that's what it starts like, and that's what it blends to. So I'm going to do the same now on this side. Just blend it. It's blending in the mirror. It looks like it's blending quicker, and on camera you can still see it quite strongly. So there we go. So that's the contour. Very quick, very simple. And when I'm not doing it on camera, I can do it very quickly. Now, this was the other Clinique purchase, and it is the Chubby Stick in Cheek Colour Balm, and it is number 02 Robust Rhubarb. And I think I told you the story that the girl gave me the completely wrong colour when I purchased, well, it was my husband purchased them, but I went in and picked them, came out and sent him in, so she knew he was coming. I don't know what happened, but she just decided to do something completely different. Now again, this can look, it's a beautiful coral shade, and it can look a bit scary and a little bit Aunt Sally-ish when you put it on, but again, I'm just doing the apples of the cheeks. It blends, oops, I just dropped the top of it, excuse me. Sorry. I'm going to use my beauty blender, but I'm going to use the side of it, and you'll see, again, actually, you know, I'll do one side with my fingers so you can see how easy they are to blend. And I'll do the other side with my beauty sponge. So I'm just blending that out, and you can see it gives a lovely pop of colour. So from this to this, and I'm going to use the sponge to show you how versatile it is. Now you could use a brush, because when I watched Crossan do it, that's what she used. She used a brush to blend it, and it looked very, very simple as well. Now I hope I've blended both to the same intensity. That one might be a little bit more, but when I powder, it'll look more uniform. Does it look as if I've done them on the, yeah, more or less the same. So I'm not going to go in with my highlighter until closer to the end. Next thing I would do would be my brows, because my brows are, I have brow hair, but it's beginning to be very, very fair, and I don't have a huge amount of it, but you can see I do have brows. So I just need to, you know, bulk them out a little bit. So this one is This is a NYX eyebrow pencil, and I think it's in taupe, no, charcoal. It's an E07. And so there's the colour, and it's the eyebrow pencil. They have a finer one. It would help if I took the lid off. It's a thicker little, it's a waxy pencil. Now I know they do a very fine one that is supposed to be like the Anastasia, excuse me, the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This one, oh, I see the thread on my top. This one reminds me of the Bobbi Brown eyebrow pencil. I had one very, very similar to that a couple of years ago, and it was €42, and this was less than 10. So it does the same thing. So I'm just going to, I hope I'm not blocking my ear vision. I'm just going to fill in a little bit and make them just look a little bit fuller. I'm not great at doing my brows at all. I'm never sure, have I done enough, have I done too much, so I kind of just, you know, play it as it goes, see how it looks with the look I'm doing. So my brows need to be, I need to fill in a little bit on the inner corner, because when you look at this one, you can see that it doesn't come in far enough. And then you can just brush them out a little bit, and it softens the look, so it doesn't look like you've got very harshly drawn in brows. And the same on the other side. Just keeping an eye on the time. Okay, I'm only at 11, so that's not too bad. I'm trying to, and they say eyebrows are sisters, not twins, but still. You know, do you remember that episode of Friends when Joey decided he was going to get his eyebrows waxed, and it was so painful he could only do one, and it was hilarious. So I always think of that when my brows are not going the way I would like them to. So I think that's fairly much the same. Really, it's to make sure that they are in more or less the same spot, that they kind of start at the same spot, and then just soften it out. And if I do smudge a little bit, which you can with this, you can just, you know, a cotton bud or your finger would just fix it. So I think that's fairly uniform. Put the lid back on. Now, another new product that I have is the Revlon Colour Stay Cream Eyeshadow in 710, and I know that the colour is caramel, and I was talking about this in my last video. It's the one that Lisa Eldridge used in one of her recent videos. I can't remember what the video is, but she used this. I'll see if I can find it. This is the most beautiful buttery eyeshadow, and it's very good to use as a one shadow look. So I'm actually going to just prep my lids with, I always do this, with my Laura Mercier eye base in Flax, which is literally, I am scraping out the end of this. I don't know if that's going to focus. It's too white, is it? I don't know if you can see it. Flax. But it comes in the little jar, or the little jar, and you can see where I've been scraping it out. The annoying thing is that there appears to be quite a bit more product at the end, but this little doe foot applicator doesn't quite reach, and I've scraped as much as I can from the centre and up towards the top. So I'm still kind of getting product out, but I'd say in the next few days now, sadly, this will be at an end. I'm not sure if I'd repurchase, because I think I said this before, I really do like the MAC paint pots. But the Laura Mercier is a lovely one to work with. It's a lighter one. The paint pots can be a little bit heavier. This is a lighter one. So it's very creamy and easy to blend. And often I would put just this on and a little bit of liner and go. So that's the base. And it just gives whatever shadows you're using a little bit more to work with, to adhere to. Now you can actually use this, it looks like it's going to lash rain. You can use this, just use your finger. But then if you don't really like putting your finger into the pot. It comes with a little brush in the lid. So there's the lid and there's the little brush. So it slips out. It's tiny and you kind of think, I wouldn't use that, but actually it's very handy. Just literally to apply it. So I'm going to take a little out and then just pop it on my lid. I can work with it with my finger then. So you could literally just put it on your lid and you'd have the Laura Mercier up higher, but I'm going to spread it a little bit more. So it's very easy to work with. So it just gives a nice wash of colour. Itchy nose. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Excuse me. And again, just it's very easy to apply. There's no panic. It blends easily. You can work with it very easily to get the kind of look that you want. You could put it out on your hand. You could scoop some out with this little brush. Excuse me. Oh, this always happens when I'm making a video. I get an itchy nose. So there you go. A one shadow look. Now I am going to add a little something extra, just because I like to do this. It's what I'm going to add is one of my favourites. I just pop that back in. So even if you were carrying that in your makeup bag, in your everyday makeup bag, it's very easy. Oh, itchy. It's very easy to carry. Now, just to give a little pop, I'm going to use Stila Kitten, just to give a tiny little bit of a pop in the centre. And I'm using, where is it? No, this will be fine. It's a MAC 217. And I'm going to just put a tiny bit on my brush and just put it just literally in the centre of my lid to give it a little bit of brightness. I'll blend it out now in a second, but it's literally just for that pop. And I'll use, I think it's, where's my blender? I have a funny feeling my daughter might have been using my brushes because she was at a ball last night and there was makeup and hair central here. It was fun. I did her hair for her in a messy bun. And it was a messy bun, but it worked. There was a ton of hairspray and curl spray. We did the curls first of all with a flat iron and we pinned them into place, and then she decided that she wanted a messy bun. So that's what we did. So she really looked pretty. Now now the next thing is my liner, which is the one I normally use. I'm really sad because look, it's my Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Kohl. It's called Barbarella brand. Look how tiny it is. I'm not going to get, I don't know if I'd get one more pairing out of this. So it's not as sharp as I would like it to be, but this is a lovely soft liner to work with, and I'm not great with liners, so that's always a plus. So I'm literally just going to go along my lash line. I might use my enlarged mirror so I can see, or my magnifier, I beg your pardon. I'm literally going across my lash line and slightly into the corner here just to give a bit of definition. Now, sometimes I take it out a little and I do a kind of a wing, but because this is not at its sharpest, it's not as easy to do. And I'll do the same on the other side, literally into the lash line. I am going to put it onto my waterline as well, but I'll just wait till I have matched these two. And again, eye looks and using an eyeliner. Your eyes are sisters, not twins, so they're never going to look exactly the same. Well, mine never do. They never look exactly the same. I struggle. The struggle is real. And this is the eye that's always harder to, if I am going to attempt a wing of any kind, I just find it so difficult on this side because of whatever way the fold is on my eye. It doesn't work as well. And I'm never sure what angle to take it at. So literally, pardon the pun, I just wing it. And there we go. Does that look remotely similar? Wait till I see. Needs to go out a little bit more on this side. Oh, I wish it was sharper because it's easier to work with when it has a more defined point. Now, I am going to tightline, and I've done this before, so I kind of, excuse me, I'm going to kind of close my eye and run the liner along my lash line. And it's not uncomfortable or unpleasant, just gives that lovely definition. And the same on this side. So kind of half close my eye and run the liner along. I'm not going all the way into the inner corner. Then I can look from the, from this side and see where I need to fill in. And there. Sometimes I do a little bit of liner on the bottom, which I might just do now, literally again on the lash line. And again, it just gives that little bit of definition. I need to set my under eye concealer because it's going to settle into creases. So that's my liner. I'm really sad about that. I need to go and repurchase. Now, I am going to very quickly curl my lashes. I have my Shoe Amera, which is the foot. I have a MAC half curler as well, but this one, it tends to pinch. So I think the next time I buy a curler, I'm going to, sorry, that was my phone, I'm going to buy the Shiseido curler. So literally curl, and my camera's saying the battery's low, but it's fine, I have it plugged in as well. So I'm going to curl this side as well. I always find it harder to do in my left eye. I end up pinching. I don't know if any of the rest of you do that. I pinch my skin and one side curls better than the other. This one is curled better. But then I have, if you can hear voices, that's my little girl. I have my MAC half curler, which is supposed to give more definition on the outer corner of your lashes. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth having a separate curler. I think if I could just find the right shape for my eye, I wouldn't need this. I don't. Definitely my right eye is curled better. I'll give it one more go. That seems to be a better position. Little bit better, little bit. Now, I got a sample during the week of Chanel's Volume de Chanel mascara. I really didn't want to like it as much as I do, but I love this mascara. And I've heard people rave about it, and I never understood why until now. And this is amazing mascara. It's only a sample size, which, it's small enough, but this is just amazing. So to get right into the base of the lashes and wiggle it about, oops, I've just poked myself and managed to smudge it at the same time, but we can clean that up. Get right into the base. Might be better to do this looking in the viewfinder. And this is very buildable, and it gives amazing lashes. Even with I'm still counting this as one coat. But look at the difference. I think it's amazing. So again, on the other side, right into the base, wiggle it about. So you get lots of definition, and then pull up the lash. And actually, it's a nice brush to work with. It's easy. I've said before that if anybody can make a mess with mascara, it will be myself. because I don't know, I just always manage to poke myself, as I did a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, and smudge it all. So there you go. That's kind of one coat. It's amazing, and I would imagine I'd be afraid actually to put another coat on, because I think I might just knock something down with fluttering my eyelashes. And just very gently on the bottom, just to give a little bit of definition. Now I'm going to clean that up where I smudged. Now you do have to wait a little bit for this to dry. It will smudge a little bit, so kind of, if you can, to let it dry. But this is why we have concealer. So I love that. Didn't want to, but I do. Now back to my concealer, if I can find it. And I have a highlighter as well, which is here. Okay. I'm going to need my, what was I going to say? Yeah, brush to blend. That's my doorbell. Get right in under there. I don't know if you could hear that. And I need my foundation brush. Where did I put it? I don't know where I put it. So I'm going to use my beauty blender, or my beauty sponge, and I'm going to use the tip and just literally blend like that. Sorry if you can hear voices. You're probably going to, it's my daughter's friend is calling. So that's that cleaned up, and then I'm going to go in with my highlighter, which is the 17 Wow highlighter, and just go in underneath like that. And what am I at? 27. I'm sorry, I'm just not good at doing these things very quickly. So this is supposed to be like the YSL Touche Éclat. It's actually fine. It does the job. It brightens, and there you go. I smudged a little bit with there. Oh, I might go in again with some more of the cream eyeshadow. Now, so the next thing I want to do is my lips, and this was my other Rimmel purchase. My beautiful friend Shaz from the Blonde Teaparty was talking about Rimmel Exaggerate lip liners in Eastend Snob, and loads of people have been talking about these, but I've never actually had it, and I don't know why, because look at how perfect that little liner is. The pencil, you don't have to sharpen it. It's retractable, and it gives a lovely, now I haven't actually used this, but I believe it gives a lovely easy line, because it's kind of flattened on one side. It's very easy to work with. That's a nice colour. I think I'll just fill in as well. You could actually just do that. It's a lovely nudie pink. Look what I've done. I've smudged my face. Yep. I don't know what that was on my hand. Must have been mascara. I think it's gone. This is real. So for my lips, I'm going to use another Clinique, which is their Chubby Stick moisturising lip colour balm, and this one is in Super Strawberry, and it's number 7. So there is that, and this goes really nicely with the Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner. And this is, it's not a strong lipstick, it's like, it is a balm with a little bit of colour. So it's not a real statement lip. It's very moisturising to wear, very comfortable. I love this applicator. It's just, I just really like it. And it's very handy to just sort of throw in your makeup purse. Now, let me see. I think I'm happy with that. Now, my last thing is to powder. And my powder, oh no, I'm going to use a little bit of brow gel. And this is, it's a sample of Benefit, what is it? Ready Set Brow. I think it was like a sample. I don't even know if that's upside down. There we go. I think I got it free with a magazine. It's a funny little brush. It's flat. I'll just put that down there. It's flat. I don't know if it shows. You can see it's flat. It's not round. So I'm literally just going to keep my brows in place with this because it's a clear gel. And my brows, even though they're not all that profuse, they can be unruly. Naughty brows. Now, my last thing is to do my powder. And I don't powder all over my face, just I want to set under my eyes and just a little bit on the centre of my face. And this is my MAC Skin Finish, Mineralized Skin Finish in Light Plus. And I've been loving this. And it was Nathalie, the Beauty Diva, gave me the tip about using it to set my under eye concealer, because I had been, well, I still do use Laura Mercier's Secret Brightening Powder. So I'm just using a small little fluffy brush, and I'm going to just set under my eyes. Oh, and before I powder everywhere, I have one other little job to do. I did want to get the Clinique Chubby stick and the highlighter, but she gave me the lipstick instead. So I'm using, this is number 7 Instant Radiance highlighter, and I've shown this before. I'm not sure if there's a colour. Is there a colour in this? I don't think there are different colours on it, but this is well used. I think I'm nearly out of it. It's a twist up, but I don't think there's much left in it. And I'm just going to put a little, I need my mirror for this, a little on the top of my brow bone. You can hear my family in the background. It's Sunday afternoon here, so we're going to be heading out shortly. So I'm just going to blend that with my finger. So it literally just gives a nice little sheen to the brows. And the other thing that I do, I put a little on my little finger and just on my brow bone. Put a little on my brow bone like that. And again, it just gives a little sheen. Just to pull the brow up a little bit. I really like that. It's a very versatile highlighter. My daughter loves it as well. Enough said. And finally then, with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, I'm going to just very lightly dust my brush in there, tap off the excess. There's my mirror gone. And just across my nose and slightly across my cheekbones and my chin, because these are the areas that I find my makeup wears away, and then my forehead as well. So I'm curious to see how well this foundation lasts because I've put on slightly more and I've set it more, because a couple of times that I have worn it, it seems to have broken down very quickly around my nose and around my chin. So we'll see today. I've set it a little bit better, and I've built it up a little bit more. I'm actually going to put a little bit of that highlight on the tip of my nose and on my Cupid's bow and on my chin. I hope that's not too much. Nope. This is sort of where the light would naturally hit your face. And take out my clip and sort of get something going on with my hair. And it's funny, again, the camera shows up everything, and this is only a camera on a tablet, so it's not exactly HD, all the little frizzies on top, but when you look in the mirror, it doesn't look half so bad. So, I hope you like that look. It's only taken me 35 minutes, but when I'm doing that in real time, I can do it in like less than 10, so I just love all those new products, and they are very quick and easy and portable. You don't need brushes, you can just use your fingers, and so I highly recommend them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and that you have a lovely, today's Sunday, so I hope you have a lovely Sunday wherever you are, and that the sun is shining and you're all well, and that the coming week will be amazing. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.